Yo, welcome back to another episode of Playmaker's Perspective. I'm your host, Tyson Norton, and today you're probably wondering where we are. I couldn't make it into the studio this week, but I couldn't leave you guys without an episode. I said we're dropping every Monday, so I'm gonna stick to my word, and I'm gonna get these episodes out by any means, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever wondered, what gets a player in that mode or, helps them lock in and just helps them stay on top of their game? That's kind of one of the questions I had, and it made me look into this deeper. So today I'm gonna be talking about routines and rituals that players have. I feel like having a routine, I don't want to, I feel like when you use the word ritual, it sounds like it's always got to be something spiritual, but I think it's just something that you do every time that's consistent, that gets you locked in. Everybody has something that gets them in that mode. So, and I think, like I was about to say before, I think everybody needs it, no matter what you're in. It doesn't matter if you run track, if you play football, play basketball, tennis. It don't even got to be a sport. If it's just you going into work, if it's something, a routine is necessary in everything you do in life. So that's kind of what I'm here to talk about. But in terms of sports, because obviously, that's what I do. So I'm gonna speak from that perspective, Now, when we talk about rituals, it doesn't have to be this big thing. It could be something simple. For example, you guys all know LeBron James. If you don't, we all know how he did the chalk toss before every game. And it's honestly, I feel like a ritual is more of it doesn't even have to be something that, a ritual could be something that doesn't really have to even make sense to everyone else. It's kind of one of those things that if it's something you do, it could be a way you tie your shoes. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I think the difference between a ritual and a routine is. So now speaking on just being just rituals, it could be something as simple as that, LeBron doing the chalk toss before the game. It doesn't require him to do anything crazy. It's something simple that he does to, because it's superstitious. It could be so it may be the reason behind him doing that may be he might have played good the first time he did it, and it's just something that stuck with him and you do that. So if that's something that you find and that helps you mentally get into the best space that you need to be in to perform, that's what you do. I kind of had this thing that I used to do when I was running track, was just write a scripture in between the inside of my shoes, and then I would just touch it before I ran. It's not something that required me to jump around. It was something simple, you know what I'm saying? But it had me locked in mentally to know that I'm gonna perform. And that's different. That's different because I'm more faith-based. That's not something that I'm telling you that everyone has to do. But if that's something, if you believe in Christianity or whatever belief system you have, you feel what I'm saying? That's just what I believe in. So that's something that I did that helped me get into the best space and be more mentally prepared, and knew that, God is with me while I'm running this race. And it usually kept me on top of my game, and I was, ready to run every time I did that. And I feel like everybody has something that they can use, or everyone should have some form of a ritual, because it's something that it's something that just gets you in the right space mentally. Once you, because half the battle is mental. That's the first half of the battle. That's really the hardest part of the battle, is the mental. So once you get something that helps you get into the same state mentally where you're ready to go, if there's something that can give you that ability, why not, do that every chance you get. So that's why I encourage everybody that's watching, that may be competing in something, or just it don't even gotta be something competitive as in a sport. If it's just you going into work and you want to be the best you can be, if it's some type of ritual that you can do to make sure that you're being that, why not do that? I encourage everybody to find something that they like to have as their ritual. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should have one. Another reason that routines and rituals are important is because they help create discipline. If you do anything enough time, like if you consistently do something, you're gonna see positive benefits. So I feel like it helps build discipline because a routine, let's say it's a morning routine, you get up at 5 a.m. That's discipline in itself. But something like that, you get up at 5 a.m., you go pray, you read, you do yoga, and then you go jog, and then you lift weight. It's an orderly routine. Every day, this is what you do, which makes you more disciplined in itself. It's something that naturally will make you more disciplined, which discipline and consistency can only mean one thing. Like, you're only going to receive positive results and benefits from that. So, why not have a routine? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you create a routine and you consistently stay by it, I feel like consistency is important. Not only having the routine, having the routine is the first part. Build that routine that fits for you, whatever works for you, that helps you get into the best space that you need to be in to perform the task that you have to go at throughout the day. But make sure that that's something that you do consistently, because if you're not consistent, like with anything else, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So be consistent. Consistency is hand in hand with having rituals and routines. Why have it if you're not gonna consistently do so? You know what I'm saying? It's not even a routine if you're not consistent with it. You know? So having a routine and being consistent go hand in hand. And like I said, you're gonna see positive results with anything. With workout, it's in the terms. Workout routine. You have a routine, you have a plan, you know what you're trying to get, you know what you're trying to reach, and you consistently do that, and you're disciplined, you're gonna see those results. You're gonna gain that muscle, you're gonna lose that weight, whatever you're looking for. That's why routines, like when you say the words and you say terms like workout routines, it's usually something specific because you know what you're trying to get. So I think it's like having a routine just shows that you know what you're trying to get to. So if you have a goal in mind, that'll better help you guys to be able to set that routine. If you have something that you know you're trying to, so if I know I'm trying to lose a certain amount of weight, that will help me shape my workout routine. So you guys hear it all the time. Routine is in a lot of these different terms that we use because it goes hand in hand with goals and discipline and consistency. Those are all things that you need to be great. You know what I'm saying? So bringing it back to, basketball. I'm not a basketball player, but a lot of basketball players have a free throw routine because it's something they do consistently to help them make shots. If I do this every time and it feels the exact same way, how can I miss? You know what I'm saying? So I think having that routine will create, and consistently doing so will create better results. So that's kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everyone, if that's not a reason to go create a routine, then I don't know what is. You guys want better results in whatever you're chasing in life. You know what you're chasing. So create that routine to get after what you're chasing and consistently do it so you can see results. Now, an example of someone who I've been looking at, that given that I'm a quarterback, someone I've been looking at that has a great warm-up routine is CJ Stroud. I'm gonna roll the clip actually right now. And you guys see he does all types of different stuff, but this is what helps him get his hips loose, his arm loose, his feet activated. This is what gets him in the best space to be able to perform while he's out there on the field. And that's kind of, I've actually taken some of what he does because I feel like they're beneficial. And that's something that like we as people need to do. Like if you see something, if you see somebody that may be in the same field as you, kind of study them. If you really want to be great, you're going to study those who have been great. So seeing people like CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, how they warm up, and I take pieces of that and apply it to what I've already known or what I've been taught from trainers and different coaches, it'll be, I'm able to create the best warm-up routine for myself. So a routine isn't not necessarily that you have to copy someone's routine to be great, but it's, like I said before, it's creating a structure or a set of things that you can do that will help you. So if that means taking pieces of what Lamar Jackson does or taking pieces of what CJ Stroud does and bringing it together and creating my own warm-up routine, because that's what I've learned from trial and error. That's what helps me. And I've learned from studying them that that's what helps them. So let me try this. So a routine, it sounds simple, like, oh, I'm gonna just get up and do this, and you think it's just gonna work. I feel like a routine is something that you have to build through trial and error, because not everything is gonna work for everybody. And what works for you may not work for someone else. So I kind of feel like you have to go through that trial and error stage to find the best routines or the best rituals that will help you personally. So that's literally, that's where I'm at currently, just finding what, my groove, what helps me get in that mode, you know what I'm saying? What helps me get my body loose to perform what I need to perform, So those are some great examples of people that I'm looking at and taking pieces from. If you're at a place right now where you're trying to, outside of sports, if you're just trying to start your day off right, start your day off in a good way, positive mood, positive spirits, just trying to build a routine to start your day off. Because I think before we get to the point where we have routines for sports, we need to have a routine for our lives. You get what I'm saying? So I think having a set routine in the morning to be able to start that, I think if you don't have your own personal routine that you're already doing, I think some things I encourage you guys to consider would be meditation and yoga. Those are the first, like, once you get up and after you eat or whatever, however you want to do it, just set aside some time for you to meditate and just, honestly, it don't even have to be like the movies where you crisscross, or where music is playing. It could be that. It could just be some slow music, you just relaxing and calming your mind and getting prepared for what you need to do throughout the day. If you believe in God as I do, talk to God in that time. It doesn't have to be something crazy long. Give it 5 minutes and just meditate and relax. And yoga, stretching yoga, I think that has benefits to anybody, not just athletes. And honestly, it's very beneficial to non-athletes as well, really, because a lot of times as people, we have so much going on throughout the day, and we don't prioritize our physical bodies. So if we set aside some time to really loosen our bodies, make sure there's no kinks and we're getting all the kinks out, we're stretching, making sure our bodies are good and loose, that's beneficial in the long run. Whether it be from back pain or knee pain, that's very helpful if you do this every day, if you get up and stretch every day. So that's one of those things that I feel like everybody needs. Those two things are things that I feel like if you don't have a routine, or if you want to add to your routine, those are two things that I would: meditation and stretching, yoga. Those you can't really go wrong. There's no way that those two things can make your days any worse. All it can do for you is benefit you. So if you're looking to start a routine, like a daily morning routine, which I've done myself, so I'm not telling you something that I'm not doing, or I'm not testing and trying to better myself. I'm not just throwing out information and just saying oh yeah, you need to stretch and meditate if I'm not even doing it myself. So yes, this is something that I'm doing, and it's very helpful. Also, given that I play sports, it's very beneficial to stretch, because if you don't, you get out there and try to run, you know what's gonna happen. You try to run, hamstring all messed up. I'm not trying to be going through that. So yeah, I think meditation and yoga, if you haven't started that already, I think that's very good, something that you should add. So now that we've talked about what a ritual and what a routine actually is, the benefits of it, we've given some examples, some people that I'm looking at as examples, some people I'm studying to add to my own routine. I've given you examples of some rituals that I perform. And now that we've went over all of those things, that brings us to the end of this episode. And if you really enjoy, make sure you like and comment and share so that we can get in the algorithm trying to get these videos out there for you guys. But yeah, make sure you do all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. And like I always say, play every game like it's your last. Peace.